Hey everyone, ready to dive into the future of TikTok with us?
Always up for that.
Awesome. So we're breaking down SocialWick episode N3. They always have their finger in the pulse of social media.
Yeah, they really do. And this episode is like a sneak peek into where TikTok's headed. You know, it's interesting. We used to think of TikTok as, well, mostly dancing and music, right?
Totally. But it sounds like things are changing.
Big time. This podcast episode basically predicts TikTok is going to be, well, a lot more personalized, like scarily specific to you.
Okay, now I need to hear more. How personalized are we talking?
Think like a TikTok feed curated just for you, and I mean, down to those super niche interests you might have.
No way, is that even possible? How could they possibly pull that off?
That's where the AI magic comes in. Everything you do on TikTok, every comment, even just how long you watch a video, it all gets fed into their algorithm.
So the more I use it, the more it learns about me. Makes sense. But then what?
Then this AI, it basically becomes this expert on you. It knows what you like, what you don't, and can start predicting the kind of content you'd want to see, like down to the smallest detail.
So instead of just seeing what's trending, I'm getting like a VIP feed of stuff I'm guaranteed to be into. That's kind of cool.
Exactly. Like, let's say you're obsessed with, I don't know, bonsai trees or something.
Okay, I'm listening.
Your For You page, it could become this haven for all things bonsai. Tutorials, amazing trees, tiny tools, you name it.
Okay, I have to admit that does sound kind of amazing. But is it just about watching or is there more to it?
You're asking the right questions. This is where it gets really interesting. They're predicting a huge surge in user-generated augmented reality.
Okay, we'll back up. You mean like we'll be making our own AR effects?
Yeah.
I could barely figure out those filters they already have.
I know, right? But that's what they're saying, that TikTok will release tools, to make it easy for anyone to create their own AR experiences. Remember that dog ears filter? Everyone and their mother was using that one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Imagine that, but designed by you with your own unique style or whatever you're into.
Okay, that changes everything. So it's not just about passively watching anymore. It's about actually like shaping your own experience on TikTok.
Exactly. And because of that, you'll start to see these smaller, super focused communities popping up around shared interests.
So it's like finding your people, your tribe within the platform.
Yes. It makes sense, right? As the algorithm gets better at understanding individuals, you'll see these little pockets of people who are like really into the same niche things.
So from viral trends to these little havens of shared passions, that's
Right.
fascinating. But SocialWick also mentioned something about TikTok becoming, well, educational. I have to admit, I'm having trouble picturing that.
Right. It's a huge shift. I mean, we're already seeing those quick, bite-sized educational videos gaining traction.
Yeah, for sure.
But what they're predicting is that this is just the tip of the iceberg, that we'll see experts and educators going all in on TikTok to share knowledge in, a way that's engaging and actually fun to watch.
So like instead of procrastinating on TikTok, I'll be accidentally learning astrophysics between cat videos.
Exactly. It could be huge. We could be looking at a future where TikTok becomes a legit place to learn actual skills, maybe even professional development stuff.
Yeah.
It really blurs the lines in a way we've never really seen before.
I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. It's not just about what's trending. It's about how we're using TikTok in like fundamentally different ways. But, and maybe this is just me, but it also sounds completely overwhelming.
It's a lot, no doubt. And SocialWick actually talked about that. They said TikTok's going to have to be very careful about how they design the user experience as all this develops. It won't just be about adding more, but also about giving users the control to, manage it all and personalize their experience.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
Mhm.
So TikTok's future isn't just about cramming everything in. It's about making sure I can find what matters to me.
Right. Exactly. Think curated feeds, better search functions, maybe even options to filter content based on what you're in the mood for.
Okay, that does sound a lot more manageable.
Mhm.
But with all this talk about TikTok transforming, there's one thing I'm still wondering. What about actually doing something? Beyond just watching.
Huh. Now you're on SocialWick's wavelength. That's actually the next big thing. They explore this idea of TikTok as a driver of action, not just entertainment.
Okay, now this is getting interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me more. So we're not just liking videos about saving the planet, we're actually doing something about it. How does that even work on TikTok?
Well, think about it. TikTok, at its core, is about sharing, right? Engaging with stuff, sparking trends.
Yeah, for sure.
What if those trends became about, eco-conscious living or reducing waste, supporting ethical brands? It could be huge.
Okay, yeah, activism meets entertainment. I can see it.
And it's more than just raising awareness, right? It's about making it easier to actually take action. Like, SocialWick predicts TikTok will go all in on e-commerce.
Hold on, you're saying it'll be even easier to buy stuff directly through the app? Because I'm already super susceptible to those TikTok made me buy it recommendations.
Right. But imagine you're watching a video about some awesome sustainable product and boom, you can buy it right then and there. No need to switch apps or anything.
Okay, that is both dangerous and brilliant. But I mean, if TikTok is becoming the place for everything else, why not shopping too?
Exactly. And speaking of seamless transitions, they also see live streaming getting even bigger.
Yeah, that was another big prediction. But, I mean, live streams are already a thing on TikTok, so what's going to change?
Think way more interactive features. Real-time Q&As, maybe even collabs between creators from different worlds.
You mean like two creators going live together, even if they usually make totally different kinds of content?
Yeah. It's about making those connections stronger, giving viewers that feeling that they're like really part of it all.
So it's kind of like combining live TV with, well, the best parts of social media. I can see the appeal.
And for creators, think of all the ways they can make money. Live tutorials, exclusive performances, even meet and greets. The possibilities are like endless. And speaking of creators, SocialWick was really adamant that TikTok needs to do more to support them.
So not just giving them the tools, but also making sure they can actually make a living.
Exactly. New revenue streams like subscriptions, exclusive content, a bigger cut of ad revenue. They also think TikTok will start providing, more resources for creators to learn and grow.
Wow. It's like TikTok is becoming its own little economy.
Yeah.
So much to think about. We've got hyper-personalization, AR, niche communities, educational content, e-commerce, live streaming, supporting creators. Did I miss anything?
We can't forget the potential downsides. SocialWick spent some time on the importance of, well, mental health.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in all the excitement and forget about, the human side of things.
Right, and with TikTok becoming more and more a part of our daily lives, they need to make sure it's a healthy relationship. Think features to manage screen time, easy access to mental health resources, maybe even promoting content that focuses on well-being.
So like a reminder that even in the digital world, balance is key. What else?
They also talked about safety. With a platform as big as TikTok, there's a lot of responsibility. We can expect stricter content moderation, better data privacy policies, that sort of thing.
Makes sense. A safer and more responsible TikTok? I'm here for it.
Me too. And along those same lines, SocialWick talked about the importance of, well, inclusivity. They predict a lot more focus on local creators, celebrating different cultures, and making sure everyone feels welcome.
It's about making sure TikTok feels like a space for everyone, no matter who you are or where you come from. Love that. So what's next? What's the far future hold for TikTok? So we've gone from AI-powered feeds to, TikTok is a force for good in the world. What's left? What's next?
Well, SocialWick did mention virtual and hybrid events popping up.
Okay, now we're talking really future stuff. Virtual events on TikTok. What would those even look like?
Imagine, virtual concerts, but with your favorite artists. Or interactive workshops, with experts from all over the world. Maybe even global challenges that get everyone on TikTok involved at the same time.
So, I could attend a music festival, but from my couch, with millions of other people. Sign me up for that.
Right, and these events could be totally virtual, or, they could combine online and offline stuff in creative ways.
That's pretty wild. What else? I have a feeling they didn't stop there.
Of course not. They also talked about how, things like 5G and, better phones are going to be game changers.
Okay, how so?
Think higher quality videos, faster streaming, even more complex interactive features.
Yeah.
Basically everything we talked about, just amped up.
So everything we've talked about,
Yeah.
but even more immersive and engaging. Got it. Anything else? What about, virtual reality? Too much.
You're actually not far off. They mentioned that TikTok could be incorporating VR experiences down the line.
No way.
Yeah. Imagine experiencing those, viral trends, but, firsthand. That's a whole other level of engagement.
My brain is, officially blown.
Yeah.
But with all this change on the horizon, what's our role in all this? I mean, as users, how do we fit into the future of TikTok?
That's what's so exciting. It's not just about passively watching anymore. We have a voice, and the tools are there for us to shape our own experience on the platform.
Okay, I like where this is going.
Whether it's creating those AR effects, finding those little niche communities we talked about, or even using whatever influence we have to support stuff we care about. TikTok is basically becoming a reflection of, well, us. our interests, our values. It's kind of cool when you think about it.
So what does all this mean for, the average person just scrolling through their For You page?
It means the future of TikTok isn't something being done to us. It's something we're building together every time we like something, share something, leave a comment, or, actually create content ourselves.
Hmm.
And as we've seen, it's a future with a ton of potential.
It's a lot to process, but incredibly exciting. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the future of TikTok. I'm feeling inspired.
My pleasure. And to everyone listening, keep exploring, keep creating, and stay curious about where this whole digital world is headed next.